Hey guys, it's Jackie here, and I'm going to give you a little story time video. This is going to be a few small stories. So it's going to be the time I dated while I was pregnant. Now, yes, I did date while I was pregnant, and no, I did not have sex. I only had sex one time when I was pregnant, and that was before I even knew I was pregnant. But otherwise, no, I did not have sex. I did not do the do. I just dated, which is nothing wrong with dating while you're pregnant. So I'm going to give you a few of my dates I've been on since I was pregnant, and like a few things of a little tips. And if you're a mom who wants to date while she's pregnant and you're kind of nervous to, take it from me, people do it. So let me start by when I found out I was pregnant. When I found out I was pregnant, it was 2 weeks after I found out baby daddy cheated on me. So one day, I was talking to one guy, and I was kind of hanging out with another guy. See, I usually don't do two guys at once. I usually stick to one person, but I was just so heartbroken. I'd just been cheated on, and I really didn't feel like a relationship, so I was just talking to one guy. And one guy was just kind of, let's be honest, I was messing around with him, not gonna lie. But like I said, this was literally 2 weeks after me and baby daddy broke up. Well, I was late on my period, but if you know about me, TMI, my periods were never really regular, so I wasn't really worried. And then all of a sudden, I just kept throwing up and throwing up and getting sick. It was so bad. So I decided to go get to the dollar store and take a pregnancy test. And literally, as soon as I peed on the stick, plus sign, I was pregnant. And so I literally bawled my eyes out when I found out I was pregnant. I was so scared and upset because I knew it was by baby daddy. There was no doubt in my mind it was by him, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And that kind of plays in with the whole dating while you're pregnant. So I knew it was by him. I was crying because I did not want to be stuck with him for the rest of my life. He was not a good person to be with. So I was very disappointed, and but hey, I got a beautiful son out of it, so no regrets. So I told him, and when I told him, he literally threw up on the phone. I called him. He was in Oregon, apparently. See, that's the thing about him I don't like. He he'll jump the state a lot, and that's what, I'm kind of glad he's not really part of my son's life, because I'd be so scared that he'd take him to a random state. But he was in Oregon, and I called him and I told him, and he literally threw up on the phone, and I was just like, really? Come on now, bro. So I told both the guys, the guy I was talking to and the guy I was dating. And before I told him, I went to the doctor and I found out I was 6 weeks pregnant. Now, I was exclusive with baby daddy for a good 2 months. So it was his baby. I knew it was his baby. I literally had sex with the guy like twice, 2 days before I found out I was pregnant. So no fucking way did I know, or did I know, was he the baby daddy at all. But so I told the guy I was messing around with, I was like, hey, look, I'm pregnant. Because I believe honesty is, a foundation for any relationship. Not that I was looking for a relationship with that dude. I just wanted to, be upfront, be like, look, I'm pregnant. I'm 6 weeks pregnant. And if you're going to continue, being together, we weren't going to mess around at that point, because that's weird. Honestly, I mean, no hating on anybody's hustle. Just for me personally, I couldn't do it. So I told him. He was just like, is it mine? No, literally, I told you I was 6 weeks pregnant. We just met like a week ago. No, it is not your baby. I will never pin a baby on a man. That is so lame and so stupid. No, you're not gonna have sex with someone, and 2 days later, boom, oh, I'm pregnant with your baby. No one does that. No one does that. So he's like, look, I already have a kid, and it's not really my thing. And I was just like, you know what? Cool. That was it. Now the guy I was texting, he was a dick about it. Alright? He was a real asshole, because I told him, I was like, look, I just found that I was pregnant. I don't know if you want to keep talking with me. He's like, well, I don't know if I want to be with you yet. We haven't had sex. Ew. Like, I was like, just because I'm pregnant doesn't make me a whore. And he was like, well, kinda. I was like, well, fuck you. And I literally blocked him. I was like, first of all, ladies, you do not need sex to determine if you're in a good relationship. A guy should never ever say, well, if I want to be with you, we have to have sex. That is the lamest fucking thing that any guy can say. And guys, if you say that, you're a real dick, okay? You really are fuckboys if you ever say that to a woman. I will literally come and beat your ass. So, those two guys. So, for a while, I didn't date anybody. Baby daddy was all like, oh, I'm gonna be in the kid's life, blah, blah, blah. You know, false promises, like always. And I believed him at first. And then he started missing appointments. And I was just like, you know what? By, I want to say, month 5, that's when I really started putting myself out there again. And I was like, you know what? I don't need you. You're in and out, and that's something I don't want. I don't want someone who's going to be constantly hot one minute and cold the next. So I gave him the ultimatum. I was like, look, you're either in or you're out. He picked in, but he still was in and out the whole pregnancy. But as far as a relationship, I knew it wasn't ever going to work out. So I kind of ended it and started again with the online dating. Now, here's the thing about me, and the thing that I hated about dating while pregnant. I put on my profile that I was pregnant because I'd rather be upfront about it off the bat and then, you know, get to know somebody and then drop that bomb on them. And you wasted all that time getting to know somebody for what? Just to have them turn around and reject you. So I put up online that I was pregnant, you know, and you'd be surprised how many people fucking message you and not read your profile. So the most nervous thing would be, you know, to say, hey, did you read my profile? Like, after message 4, I usually ask that question, and half the time they say no. And they're like, oh, you're pregnant? Never mind. Which, to be honest, I think being pregnant and dating is a good filter because you'll know who's there for you and who's not. Well, it just eliminates a lot of the fuckboys. So I was like, okay, whatever. There was a couple guys. One guy was 6 months. He didn't believe I was pregnant because I didn't really show until around, I want to say probably my last 2 months of pregnancy. I didn't really show. I was still, you know, plus I lost a lot of weight because I was very sick. I had the worst, I was sick all day long. The worst morning sickness you can ever imagine. I was actually hospitalized like twice. So if you want to hear my pregnancy story, go ahead and like this video or just leave a comment and I'll tell you my whole pregnancy story. So I didn't really gain any weight, and we went to the spaghetti factory. Oh my god, I love spaghetti. And like, the thing was, we hung out for the day. The first guy I dated, it was like a day. We hung out for that day, and like, it was all fun, and then he stopped talking to me. And I honestly think it's hard being pregnant and dating, and I came to realize that by guy 2. Guy 2 took me out on a couple dates, but he already had kids. And so I feel like taking responsibility for someone else's kid, like, look, I'm not looking for a baby daddy to help raise my kid. I'm independent on my own. I just wanted the comfort because I was very lonely. Probably it was because my hormones are like, whoo, I was very lonely. So I just wanted companionship for myself. I wasn't planning on, you know, having them really around the kid. And so, but a lot of guys feel like even though you say that, they don't believe you. And I am the type of person, I usually say what I mean. Usually. Like, I always say what I mean. But, you know, it was just rough. So a couple dates I went on, it was just dinner and nothing else. And then I even went on one date. I literally had my baby shower and went on the date right after my baby shower. Oh my god. With all my gifts and shit in the car, and we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was fun. I mean, dating's fun. Getting to know new people and like how they not work, but like getting to know new people is always fun. Talking about football, I'm a football girl all the way, so sports is always, you know, the best thing to talk about. I'm kind of like a guy's girl, especially at work. But, you know, it was still rough because it was like a lot of one dates. I never really had a serious relationship while I was pregnant until, so here we go. This is kind of like a dating while pregnant and how I met my husband. So I did meet my husband online on a certain website that was free. And no, it was not POF. It was another one. So I was literally contemplating on deleting my profile. I was like, what, 7 months? I was 7 months pregnant. I was so done with dating. I was done with dating and getting nothing. I was done with these 1 date, 2 dates thing. So I was literally deleting my profile. And all of a sudden, this big, long message from this guy popped up. And I first read it. I'm not going to say what it says because, you know, I have to ask his permission to see, tell you guys, because it had a lot of personal stuff. He gave me his whole life story and like his past and like he found God and stuff. And at first it was a lot of drama for me to take on, especially with me being pregnant. And I'm just like, well, wait a minute. If he's really this open and honest with me, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, give him a chance, because to me, the sexiest thing ever is not your looks, it's not how funny you are, it's really how honest you are. And if you're really honest, I think that is the hottest thing ever. So I gave him a chance and we started talking, and he read my profile, you know, and he said that he's okay with it. And I know he talked to his friends and family and they were pretty skeptical about him dating a girl while pregnant. And I think any guy would be. I would be shocked and kind of worried if they weren't. So, I mean, it came with, you know, some interesting talks, and it was, I don't know how to explain it. It was just weird. But literally after 2 weeks of talking, and he lived in California at the time and I lived in Washington, and after 2 weeks of talking, he asked me to be official. So I was like, oh my god, a guy who's really serious about me and wants to be there for me and my son. At first, with me, I'm very guarded. So I made it a point to prove that I can take care of my son. My son is my responsibility. I think that's any pregnant woman's, you know, little thing, and any mom, anybody who's a mom is usually like, especially single moms, it's my kid, my responsibility at the end of the day. So, but surprisingly, later down the road when I had him, he really stepped up, and he is his father to this day. He takes care of him, and blood doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's the person who's teaching you how to be the person you'll be tomorrow. And speaking of which, he's home right now. Do you want to say hi? I'm making a video. No. Okay. So this is awkward. Anyways, so when we did Skype when I gave birth to my son, and he saw him for the first time through Skype. So a little advice I will give to people who are dating while they're pregnant: be honest about it. Don't lie to the person that you're pregnant. Don't hide it, because I feel like that is very deceiving. And also, just be careful, because there's a lot of creeps out there, and that goes with any type of online dating and any kind of dating in general. Just be careful and take your time. Don't rush it, because rushing it will lead to more problems, and you don't want guys in and out your child's life. So what else? What other advice should I give? Babe? You don't know? I guess that is about it. So go ahead and comment below any other video topics you want me to go over, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!